3, 2, 1. Did you press record? Did you press record? Okay.
He gave you the nod. From the top?
From the top. And we are underway, broadcasting to you from our North Catholic studios in Cranberry Township for the 50th episode in the history of the North Catholic Athletics Podcast. My name is Alex Brown. Alongside me today, Callie Martis and Ryan Berry, as we break down what's been going on here in the spring sports season. And with us today are two fine gentlemen of the North Catholic volleyball team, Drew Palmer and Evan Cmiel. Two guys that will be carrying on this podcast with Callie next year in our absence after we graduate here later in May. And guys, congratulations on a fantastic season so far, and welcome aboard the North Catholic Athletics Podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, it's been great. Volleyball season's going well.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew, the reigning Player of the Week
Thank you.
as well. Congratulations on all your success.
Mm-hmm.
And
He did that seamless. I'll win 2 sets though.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Listen,
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep. That's right.
we made it better for the fans.
You did.
You know,
I came in and it was down 0-2. I actually came in and they were down 0-2. And then they won the next 3.
So really, he's the good luck charm.
Yeah. Or it could be Alex, or the Marco Perry hallway
Did
talk.
you go in the hallway at the end of
We
the
went
second
out
set?
end of second set. Yep. Never lost when we had a Marco Perry hallway talk.
Can you tell us what he said?
No, I
No,
cannot.
okay.
I'm ready.
That's classified information.
Keep that in the team.
It was too motivational.
It's almost like
Too
Jordan's
he couldn't
stuff.
handle it.
But he really does have a way with words.
He does.
He has a way with
You could
words.
say that.
You should have seen some of the serves he had yesterday, Ryan. He had a good serving streak going. He did the old basketball dribble. 3
Oh, yeah.
dribbles
The
on the
run-up.
warm-up, puts it up in the air, and then he hit it over. But does he do that in practice?
Oh yeah.
All the
Yeah.
time. Mainly to mess around with Palmer. He likes to serve him short.
Yeah.
Really mess with him, get him moving. So that's probably
When
why he
he's
did it
not
in the
doing
game.
his casual spin serve, that rarely makes it in.
I've referred to Nate Ball in the past as the angriest volleyball player I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's
Is
fair.
that an apt
It's very
comparison?
That is very fair.
Lots of
think-
highs, lots of lows when he's playing.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile after he gets a kill or an ace. It's
I don't think I ever have.
it's astounding how mad he is on the court.
Yeah. I think it's a little better this year now that Luke Ball, his brother, has moved on, and it's just him left. But I don't know. I would definitely say the angriest volleyball player.
It's in sports, Callie. Do you feel like it? We've seen there's a lot of athletes that try to get angry in order to get the best results out of themselves. Do you think that's an effective way in general, or is it just work for some people, it doesn't work for other people?
Well, I mean, you use that anger as motivation, really. In the game, you're in the zone. You really want to win. You got that competitive spirit. So I say, it definitely helps athletes out there. They care about the game. That they're not only into it as far as like a talented physical aspect, but mental as well.
Do you play hockey that way?
No, I mean I get angry. He knows.
You don't try to get angry though on purpose.
But no, I try to be happy
Yeah.
when I'm on the ice. But I get angry a lot.
I think
But I don't yell at people.
you really
Uh,
not at all. You yell at coach? Yell at coach?
No,
No.
never.
There was that one game when you came off the ice. It might have been, I don't know if it was against Blackhawk, but it was one of those last games of the year. It was one of the first shifts. I remember Mr. Hoffman came in the next day and said that you were on the bench after one of the first shifts. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing out here?
Well,
Why are you putting them
obviously
out?
it's. You want to be passionate. I mean, you don't really let the emotions control you most of the time. But, well, I mean, once you get on, when you're playing, it really doesn't affect
right.
anything.
It's the competitive juices flow.
Right.
Yeah,
But you also gotta let
you-
that fuel you too. Like emotions can either bring you down or bring you up. And so
Never
you
get too high,
really have
never
to
get too low.
choose,
Yeah.
especially for Evan.
I
Yeah, I think I control my emotions pretty good.
I
on the
can't
court.
see you as a
Control-
guy that get
you don't
mad.
get.
I don't
you
think I
overly
get too
emotional.
angry. I think mainly with everyone on the volleyball team, I think frustration probably sets in the most out of any.
In volleyball, I feel like it would be tough to really show emotions that much because like everybody can see you, and it's normally pretty quiet.
Yeah.
In a volleyball, and the ref is like if they think you disagree with that call,
Oh yeah.
they're looking at you,
They'll let
and
you
like
know.
you can't. All you can really do is like you go like this. And that's basically it. And sometimes that's even something you
In
can't
fact,
do.
the ref talked to me last night. I may have stared a little bit too long on the other side of the net. Got the emotions the best of me, but I didn't get a yellow card. Nothing happened there, but like you said, you kind of can't really escape that.
But you know who has gotten a yellow card this year? Nate Ball. At the
I
NA
mean,
tournament.
A red card, in fact.
It's like
Red
Ryan
card,
Shantz
yeah.
in soccer. Like that's gonna come.
But you don't see those red cards thrown out there that much in volleyball. I think most of the time people do keep themselves in check, especially because it's such a close proximity to the ref. But when you're in a close proximity to the fans, but I think if you're in a environment where you're spread out, soccer, you're so far away, I think that it frees those people up in the
Yeah.
field a little bit more to showcase that emotion.
Well, one sport you can't really show much emotion in is Callie. You can talk to this golf, huh?
Yeah, golf. Yeah, you definitely can't express too many emotions in golf. I mean, proper golf etiquette and everything.
And also, like, if you get too
That's
mad
it.
after a shot, then
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
Does
you
it
gotta
affect
move
you
on.
when you're mad? Like, do you have to be in a certain mood to play good golf?
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, if I start out not so hot, I mean, I have to, move on to the next shot. Otherwise, I don't do good the whole round, So it just depends. But usually on a good day, hitting the ball good, feeling good, so I don't get too angry.
I know Mr. Parrish, sometimes when he's having a bad day here at work or he's feeling a little down, he'll just up and leave, and they'll go out
What?
to the course and play golf. That's what he did. That's
They'll
what he
just
does.
go and leave?
That's what he does all September, all October, and then
There's
until-
no
Let
way.
the secrets
There's
out
no
here.
way.
I swear, the majority of days that we come down here, he was not here.
But it doesn't mean he's going out to play golf.
Got his extended lunch break
No, I know that.
to go play golf, you know?
he had to
You would
test
do
out
that.
the courses.
I
He
would
had to
definitely
scout
do
out the
that.
You would-
courses.
You
You
know,
would
I
skip your job
yes.
to go play golf.
Yes, I would.
Luckily, I work at a golf course, so I
He
don't
does.
do
But-
that.
Where do you work?
Diamond Run.
It's a nice course.
All right, so we were supposed to talk about
very
some.
labor-intensive job at Diamond Run too.
Okay, let's talk. So we got volleyball covered for the most. So when's your guys' next game?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Practice today.
Well, by the time this is uploaded,
Right.
it won't be tomorrow. But
yeah. Right.
Thursday,
Against,
how you feeling about that one?
Beaver County Christian, is it?
Yep.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
Yep. It would be
The
The
Yeah.
big one though is Mars coming up in
Mars.
2 weeks,
That is
right?
the
That'd be
big game.
senior night.
Senior night.
Yep.
I don't know why that's become a thing now.
That's next week.
Mars on
That is-
senior night.
No, week and a
Ooh.
half. Week and a half.
I gotta start writing my
Mondays.
speeches.
Oh,
We'd do speeches for the seniors.
nobody did a
Is that-
speech for
that's-
us.
That's for the ceremony afterwards.
Yes.
Right, yeah,
Correct, for
for
afterwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be. I'm sure the senior night will probably take place after the JV game, at the top.
It-
Yes.
And
It would
then-
be in
and then
between.
We'll have in between those two, and then we'll have the main game, which we're broadcasting on the North Catholic Sports Network. We're looking
no,
forward to that
man, I didn't get a
matchup.
speech. No one did a speech for me.
Who would you wanted to give a speech for you?
I want to see Beckett give me a speech.
Okay, that'd be
Which is a
interesting.
good one.
So who are you giving speeches for?
Is that
You could say.
classified
You
information?
have to
No.
say.
You can.
if you
You
can,
can. You can definitely
if you don't
say.
feel comfortable.
It's
My other outside hitter, Lucas Gunther.
Okay.
That's in my speech.
mine
not
be
bad.
for Nate Ball.
Oh,
Oh.
good, good, excellent. Speak to the impact Liam Cook has had on your team this year. I know he's really stepped up in a big way in that setting role, taking it over for Rosario Alessandro, who was just remarkable last year in the Whitfield Championship for you guys, and over the course of the entire season. The impact he's had on the team this year in short order.
Yeah, so Roe, he was a very good player. He's very consistent, and Liam stepping up this year has been very helpful for the team, for the rest of us to stay in our positions. And these past 2 weeks when Liam was hurt and I had to step in and set, I really see like how hard of a position it is, and have a little like leniency for like Liam making mistakes here and there. But he's really done a great job for the team filling in.
Yeah, I agree. I would say we, as a team, we were definitely super nervous coming into the season, losing Rowe and Luke Ball, obviously. So Luke Shoemaker did a great job stepping at middle. But also Liam, the first 2 games of the season, 2 or 3 games of the season before he got hurt.
Yeah.
He did a great job coming in. We had practice 3.5 weeks before our first games, and he did a great job stepping in for Rowe. And then when he got hurt, Evan stepped in. Obviously, he did a great job. But Liam's back, and we're looking forward to a great rest of the season.
Yeah, been the North Catholic volleyball team since an 8-1 overall and 6-1 in conference after last night's win over Bishop Canavan. Good luck to you guys with that. And we'll move on to baseball now, Alex. They're having a pretty good season so far. A lot more home runs this year than in past years, huh?
Baseball has been very good, and they are moving to 7-2 on the season. And they're coming off 2 big wins against Knock this week. They beat Knock 14-4 on Monday in a big win at Knock. And that all came on a big 6th inning. They were tied 4-4 in the 6th inning. 10 runs for North Catholic in the 6th inning. And the power on the team this year has been remarkable. Blake Primrose has been hitting home runs after home runs. He's up there with the most of the WPIAL in home runs this season. I believe he has 5 on the year. And he's hitting 514. 514.
Wow.
So he really has had a huge impact at the plate. And they're getting contributions up and down the lineup. Riker Kennedy in his first year on the team has been impressive. Brady Kazera has been great in the field. Tommy Caroli this season hitting 440 for the team. And Ryan Chance, his ability in the outfield to see and expand the field. And he can do it and get to all the places he needs to get to so fast. They have one of the fastest outfields that you'll see as well in the teams that they're facing. And they're playing on the bigger fields at Russellton too, which benefits them, I think, as well with having that speed. But when you have that momentum going, Callie, that definitely, especially at this point of the year, they have 7 games remaining and only 4 more section games. They're in a good spot.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Alex. I mean, the bats are hot right now. For the Trojans, like you said before, they swept Knock in a 2-game series. The first game they won 4-1, and the second one 14-4. And also as well for the Trojans, Tommy Shafley recently named the Trib Player of the Week.
That's right.
He has been very impressive for the Trojans this season as well, contributing to the offense and shining out in the field of defense as well.
Tommy Shafley now has over 100 strikeouts in his career as well. And he's going to be zeroing in hopefully upwards of 130 by the end of the season as his innings continue to rack up. Ryan Chance, when Ryan Chance is in the lineup this season, the team is 7-0. So I think he has a big impact on the order and definitely a big impact on the field. Some of that.
I mean, he led the team batting average last year.
He did.
When it's consistently out there, the team's going to produce, and he's good defensively as well.
He is, absolutely. And they play Indiana next week. Those games against Indiana will be deciding of the section, which they were as well last year. But I think the pitching this year, Ryan, is something that's a little bit different than it was last year. Last year they had Seamus Straub. They had a young Caden Williams who's only in his sophomore season.
Now
and
an older Caden Williams, by the way, who's
exactly.
pitching a lot better this year.
He sure is. He had a great game yesterday, went 5 in the third, as did Tommy Shafley on Monday. So they're getting good length out of their starters. Jack Monaco closed out the game, and he's done a great job in that closing role this season. You should see the energy he has when he closes out a game. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
He's bouncing off the walls.
Jack Monaco.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Really?
He's pitching
Did you
really
see
well.
the Florida clip?
No, I didn't.
Oh, my goodness. He
through his hat,
closed
through
out-
his
Through his
glove.
hat, he was jumping everywhere.
I can't see. I'm in one glass with him, and I just don't see much emotion there. But you guys see some.
Oh, there is.
That's the
There
thing
is?
with those guys, especially Tommy Shafley as well. It applies to Jack as well. But they're different people when they're on the mound. They're different.
in the zone.
They're
Yeah.
in the zone. And they really get
I feel like that's something that's obviously all positions in baseball have that, but especially pitcher. Like you look at, I mean, just one example with the Pirates, like Jared Jones this year. Like he's a young guy coming up, and I don't know if like he's pitched really well for them, but if he has that confidence, he has the swagger, and that might be something that he uses to basically calm him down, like throughout the games, to keep him like zoned in, locked in.
He went 59 pitches through 5 innings on Tuesday.
Yeah, he threw
Jared
50
Jones.
strikes, right, and they took him out.
50 strikes. They took him out because he's on a pitch count.
But speaking of that, if Paul Skeens is down in the minors because they don't want to hurt his arm, why can't he come up to the majors, throw 50 pitches like Jared Jones is doing?
I don't understand.
I think with Skeens, I think he has to like wait 15 games.
Is it 15 games?
But
Or
it's
it's
been-
either
but we're
15
past
days
that.
or 15
We're past
games.
that by now. He could come up now,
Yeah.
and he would still be under a rookie contract for another
Right.
season.
Yeah.
That's what they did. The Orioles did with Jackson
Jackson.
Holiday.
Mhm.
And now Holiday comes in, he gets his first hit on Sunday in
Yeah.
the majors, and he's going to be a big prospect moving forward. I believe he's only 20 years old. Never
Got a lot
went
of
to,
hype around him,
Never went
too.
to college. He does. The number one prospect in the MLB. But that brings me back to North Catholic. When you look at the pitch counts that some of these pitchers are putting up. Tommy Shafley and Caden Williams both pitched almost 100 pitches. Tommy Shafley pitched 98 on Monday. Caden was in the 90s, I believe, as well yesterday. It's tough to manage those arms over the course of a season, but when you only have 2-3 games a week, that definitely makes it a lot easier.
Definitely.
Good. But it definitely does, because I think moving forward, they've landed Eifler that's going to be working his way back into the rotation. So they have multiple arms moving forward that are going to be not only young arms, but that can contribute in the playoffs in a big way because they're experienced arms. Seamus Straub was not an experienced arm, even though he had a great season last year. And when you go into the playoffs with having 3 pitchers as strong depth on the team, they're going to be in a good position. And last year they ran into a buzzsaw in Hopewell. Hopewell was the 13 seed, and they had just a historic run. Historic is probably too big of a word to say, but for Hopewell. But they were the 13 seed. They ended up winning Whippeals, and they were the runner-up at States. So it shows when you get hot, though, Callie, especially at the right time, great things can happen.
Oh yeah, for sure, Alex. I mean, it's all about those win streaks, especially when you play baseball and you have those certain game series against certain schools. You need to make sure that you're winning those. And right now for the Trojans, it's looking really good. Like you said, they're hot right now, especially offensively. They've got the pitching, they've got the offense, and they have a great team to go far this year.
That they do. And on the flip side of the coin, the softball team here at North Catholic this year has been excellent.
Yeah, and I don't want to mean any disrespect, but when you told me that, and when I looked at the roster, I was a little bit surprised because past years they've been on the struggle bus. Like last year, I don't know if they had a win, but I mean it's quite remarkable they're able to turn it around like this and have an unbelievable season so far.
So softball on Monday, they beat Beaver Area 12-2, and a lot of this is coming from solid starting pitching. Caroline Kraska has been excellent this year. She's a freshman and has had a huge impact on the team. But I think the pitching this year has really freed up all the other players on the team to be a little bit more comfortable, a little more relaxed. They don't have to hit a home run every time they come up because they're in the hole so much already. They can be a little bit more free at the plate, and that's really led to some impressive outpourings of offense. And they're one of the top teams right now ranked in 4A.
Right.
They were just outside of the top 5 in this week's rankings, but they were listed as the 2 on the outside of that top 5.
They've had a couple sweeps this year, no?
They sure
They
have.
have a couple of mercy rules.
They have, which is incredible. Compared to what they were doing last year.
Right.
They had not won a game in over 500 days coming into this season, and then they come in and they have 5 wins right now in the season. 5 wins right now in the season.
It's a huge turnaround.
And they have a lot of games coming up here in the next couple weeks as they try to get it in the remainder of their schedule before we get to the start of May. So they're going to be piling on the games, and that's obviously going to put a hit on their arms of their starting pitchers, which have been so effective this season. And they're going to have to play some of the better teams within their section as well moving forward. But they're going to be a team that might be competitive in the playoffs this season, which is impressive compared to what they had last year, as we just mentioned.
Right.
But progress is birthed out of failure. Once you get down to the bottom, that's the only way to go is up, and they really have buckled down this year and relied on that youth, but have won through also their shared and collective experience. And some of the other teams this year that are going on right now in
Track and
sports.
field, Alex.
Track and
Come
field,
on.
Another one of those teams. Track and field has been remarkable this year. The girls' track and field team, in particularly, has had a superb season. They won the section that we're in AAA, which is impressive because we're going up against teams like Hampton, Mars, Kiski, Highlands, some schools that definitely have some bigger populations. We're going to be dropping down next year back to
Definitely
AA.
larger schools.
I think that's a shame that they're dropping now because North Catholic is showing
We
they
can
can be
play
competitive
against
in
them.
every
Yeah,
division.
We can compete against them because we
and-
have the depth.
There are some fast ladies on that team.
There sure
Yeah,
are.
and in Yellow Bay Laga, she announced her commitment, or she signed today
That's
with
right.
John Carroll. We'll get into that more. Another D1 track athletes right here on the panel with us. Alex
Oh, yeah.
Brown going to
Give a little clap
Alabama.
for that.
AB.
And
Roll Tide.
I'm sure they'll like him down there for the most part. He's got to assert his dominance when he goes down there. Get the starting job right off the bat, huh?
We'll see what happens. It'll be a little bit warmer.
I mean, we'll see how much NIL money he gets in his first year.
We've had some bad money. Bad
Whoa,
money.
whoa, what is this?
I said,
What is
I
this?
had money on the
Hey.
brain. Money on the brain, but weather. We've had bad weather this season for
Nick Saban's
for
retirement
track.
checks going off to bring Alex to Alabama.
I'm glad they kept Nate Oates. I'm glad that Nate Oates is still there.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fine.
I don't think he should be their coach.
Why not?
I mean,
You think he's too good for Alabama?
no, with what happened last year and all the criminal activity.
Oh, but
with that team.
man, he's.
I mean, that's the type of university you're representing now, Alex.
I mean, yeah,
we're
but
not university criminals. I mean, that's terrible.
you need somebody to fill in those shoes, you know? Nick Saban is.
So he's gonna fill the shoes of what? The criminals?
No, Nick Saban.
That's why Alex
No.
is going down to Alabama.
Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, I think is going to have a tough season. It's going to be a growing pains in his freshman season with the team. But
All right, to get back on
he'll
track,
get better.
the track team has done
really good.
unbelievable.
Really,
And I don't know if
individually the talent has been very good this year. And I think that that'll be something to look at as we get closer to Whippeals 4 weeks from today.
and obviously
the
we
15th is the Whippeal individual championships. And we just had a school record in the long jump.
and
Long
one
jump.
question I want to ask you, Alex. You always talk to me about the conditions for a track. How much does that affect?
Oh, it affects it big time.
But every team's going through it. So do you think it
Right,
evens
right.
it out, or do you think some teams are more ready for it if it's their home track, or like does it affect the schools differently, or is it pretty even?
I think it depends on sometimes what school you're going against. In Butler County, it's always windy, especially at Butler High School. I feel like we always have windy meets there. We have the Butler Invitational there this Friday, which is a huge meet. We have well over 60 teams at that meet. It's going to go from probably 11 o'clock to 11 o'clock,
I don't know how
about
you
a
do
12-hour long meet. And I will not be at that meet, but there will be some other.
You slacking?
No, I'll be away this weekend. I
Okay.
do have
His-
good reasoning.
He's going to nationals again for hockey.
We've sled
His
sled
final
hockey.
year at the
Ooh.
Mighty
Wow.
Pens,
we've sled hockey
national
nationals.
champion last year, so they're hoping to repeat.
So we're hoping to do some damage there again.
One person I do want to
But-
shout out, not with track, but I don't know if we actually did a podcast since he won, but Luke Lamb.
Great point.
I don't know if we
Great
mentioned him,
point.
but
Swim
state gold
champion.
medalist.
Luke Lamb.
Oh, I guess we're starting the clapping
Me-
thing.
one of
me and Evans.
Alex
I
didn't
like
want to
that.
be
I
the
like
only
that.
one clapped for, but unbelievable. State champion in his junior year, and he dominated too.
Meet records, pull records,
Yeah.
I should say. Pull
And
records.
I should say this, get this on record. He told Mr. Parrish if he won a state gold, he would play golf for him next year. So let's see if he holds to it, because he's a pretty good golfer.
RB, he told me he was playing.
He's told you
He
he's
said that?
playing?
He told me he was
Okay.
playing.
Is Favis going to play next year?
I don't know. Is he?
No. Maybe. Christopher Favor? He could again next year.
No, I didn't hear you talking about
He should.
They call
Chris
him
Faber.
Favis.
Chris Faber?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He played last year.
he'll play again probably, right?
Why wouldn't he?
I would think so. Should the golf team be good? Well, we know the girls'
I mean,
golf team.
to be fair-
Callie's going to be.
Yes. Their first year, they were unbelievable.
I know.
But
And
with the
next year
boys'
when they're
team, I mean,
actually
The
in
boys' team
Whitfield.
is losing me, so I mean
Callie,
that's a big step
did the
down.
girls drop
That-
section
that is a big
section
step.
two?
He was one of the top
Did we
60
drop
qualifiers.
section?
Yeah.
No.
60?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
did. They
even
did
know. I
actually.
wasn't good.
I have to pull it up and see. There's
Ryan was at
something.
Latrobe last year for the.
Don't mention that course.
But for the qualifiers, he was one of the top 60 qualifiers in the Whippeal for that. For that round, I should say.
I got lucky.
Luck has nothing to do with that, but it was a tremendous season for Ryan as well.
Yeah, but
for golf.
the golf team is moving down
They are.
a division and
We're moving down a lot.
everything but basketball, isn't
Nope.
it?
Girls volleyball moving up.
Yeah.
Girls
4A.
volleyball's moving up.
I don't understand how the Whitfield works. It makes no
And
sense.
if girls basketball won another game, they would have been moving up as well. But because they did not, they will be staying at 4A next year as well, which is going to benefit them tremendously because they're going to be able to keep that section win streak going, especially losing Elena Rocco next year as well. That's going to be a big hit to the team, but they do have some youth on the team, Brady Wayner and Lauren Wrights, that'll help them in the years to come. As they're only freshmen, they were tremendous. Track and field. We'll go back to track and field. We talked about that long jump. Record.
Daphne Floro.
Daphne had just a tremendous jump, 18 feet 7 inches.
Yep, that was
which
it.
puts her right in the top 5 of all the long jump athletes in the state.
I believe she's number 1 in the Whippeal now
Number
for long
1
jump,
in the Whippeal.
and you just set up the school record. So
And Yella Baylog has been banged up for most of this season with injuries, and hopefully, as the season progresses, she'll be able to get her legs back under her. She was second last year in the Whippeal in the long jump, so we'll see if she can try to reclaim her title as number 1 jumper at North Catholic, and she's going to have to do some work to pass Daphne, but it'll be great to have 2 North Catholic jumpers towards the top end of all the schools in the Whippeal. The lacrosse teams are battling their way towards the end of their seasons. The boys lacrosse team won their senior night just the other day, and that was good for them to get a win on the season.
Their first one of the season.
First one of the season, and they've been battling hard. They're a good first half team, not a good second half team, but they put it all together. They put it all together. Against Greensburg. Was it Central Catholic? Yeah. Greensburg Central Catholic.
Yeah, I was talking to Brady. He was explaining the defense and the offense in the English class.
Brady O'Hara.
Brady O'Hara, Penn State football commit, also plays lacrosse. He was talking about how it's been a struggle for them to try to put it together this season. But that game versus Greensburg Central Catholic, they found something. 11-7, I think they won. 11-7.
They put some goals in.
Yeah. They did. And so, yeah, that was huge for them, I think.
The girls lacrosse team, they play Mars today. And they're in a good streak right now, too. They're trying to get into the playoffs this year. They were close last year, but now this year they've done even better. Andy Schleppy's just one of the best in the classification and even in the Whippeal. Along with Avery Saba on the team, they've done a really good job of heading that North Catholic attack as their season rolls along. But boys, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for wanting to be a part of this moving forward. And we look forward to maybe we could do this again here in a week or so.
We could.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
I mean, we're extremely busy down here, but we should be able to find the time.
And that will be all that we have. Pardon? Oh, the commits. I forgot about the commits. Mr. Hoffman reminded me of the commits. Ryan mentioned that earlier in Yellow Baylog signing with John Carroll. Brady Kazera signing with John Carroll as well. We were remiss if we did not mention this because it is a big deal for North Catholic. 9 signings today. Micah Kembo signed with Allegheny College for soccer, as did for soccer Jillian Kennedy at Roanoke College. We also had Jason Sickett signed with Carnegie Mellon for football. Losing a couple. I have it up on Ryan. You have it on the email. We were there today. We were there. We saw
Alice Summers crew with Robert
Summers.
Morris, Francisco Smith with Seton Hill,
Danny Franco,
gosh,
Micah Kemba, Allegheny College, Jillian Kennedy, Roanoke, and Yellow Baylog, John Carroll, Jason Sickett, Carnegie Mellon, Danny Franco, Grove City, Brady Kazera, John Carroll, and Gabe Paredes, Baldwin Wallace. So
a lot of football signings today, a lot of soccer signings today, and Alice Summers, really a tremendous career athlete as well and a great person. And hopefully she finds a good fit there at RMU. And all these athletes find a good fit at their respective colleges. And we appreciate their services and what they've done for North Catholic. And that about does it for us today on the North Catholic Athletics
Podcast. And I can already tell that this podcast will be much more entertaining than anything I've done.
With Drew Palmer and Evan Cmiel and Callie Martis aboard next year. And that'll do it for us today.
If it will, and thank you all for listening. Remember, we are a one-stop podcast for everything North Catholic.